Today we are going to solve linear system. So we have done the solving linear system in cycle 1 and using the method of substitution. So linear system means you have two linear equations, which means you have two lines, and the solving means you are looking for the point of intersections. This involves writing one of the two equations as y equals or x equals. So we call substitution method. So we have x or y is isolated in one equation. So xy by itself for one equation. Then we are going to substitute that equation into other equation and solve the resulting linear equation. So after that, we have one variable. We need to find another coordinates in order to find the point. So we are going to see how we are going to use a substitution method to solve the following linear system. This one means you are looking for the point of intersection. So we call this one equation 1, equation 2, and we are looking for x or y isolated by itself. So the first one, yes, y is by itself, so y is isolated. Then we are going to substitute this y into another equation. It means we are going to replace this y with the equivalent, the right side. So we substitute the right side to the second equation, replace the y value with the right side of equation 1. So we are going to sub equation 1 into equation 2, okay? Then we copy all the other part down here. We just replace the y variable with the equivalent of y, right side of the equation 1. The reason why we want to do it, because we are not able to solve an equation with two variables in one equation. So by replacing y with its equivalent expression in terms of x, you are going to have an equation with x only. Then we can solve this equation. And this is a linear equation. We are going to have more than one x here, so we are not able to use isolation now. We need to expand the bracket, then collect the like terms. Then we could put x one side, number to other side. Then we can isolate x. So x appears more than once, so we need to get rid of the bracket and collect the like terms. So this one we are going to do the expanding. It's -2 times -3 give you +6. -2 times -2 give you +4. Then in order to isolate x, we want to put x one side and the number terms to other side. When we are moving stuff to other side of the equation, we are going to do the opposite operation. +4 opposite will be -4. So it's same as you -4 to both sides. 4 minus 4 is 0, so you have the 4 disappeared on the left side. Then we collect the like terms. Same variable, same degree, we call them like terms. So you can imagine that x is unit. So 5 meters plus 6 meters, you have 11 meters. Unit is x, is leave the x there. So it's 5 meters from plus 6 meters, okay? Imagine that x is just a unit, or you can think x is dollar sign. $5 plus $6, you have $11. So x is a unit. A -18 minus 4 give you -22. Then you have one x here. We could isolate x by moving 11 to other side. 11 times x, move the 11 to other side. Opposite operation is division. So 11x divided by 11 give you 1x. You don't need to write 1 there. Negative 22 divided by 11 give you negative 2. So you have x solved. So it means the point of intersection is negative 2. Then we find the y value. In order to find the y value, we substitute x value into either equation 1 or equation 2. It doesn't matter which one. You will have the same answer, and pick the easy equation to solve, to substitute it. So looks like equation 1 is easier because y is isolated by itself. So we are looking for y is isolated, then it will be easier for us to find the y value. So positive 6 minus 2, you have 4. Then you write the statement. Therefore, the point of intersections of the two lines is negative 2x first, y second. So this is your point of intersection. Then this is done for using substitution method. You will see sub twice. This is substitution method. Then we are going to practice one more example. This one, x equals y equals no. So we are going to see which one we are going to isolate. For substitution method, we are looking for x or y. The number at front of x and y is 1 or negative 1. Okay, so we are looking for these terms because when we isolate one of these terms, we divided y to both sides. You don't have fractions. That is why we are looking for the x or y. The number at front of it is 1 or negative 1. So we move that number to other side. You won't have fractions. So we are going to see this is 4. This is negative 1. Yes. If we move negative 1 to other side, no fractions. This is 2, this is 8, so you move 8 to other side, divide by 8, you have fractions, so we are going to take this term to isolate, okay? Equation 1, equation 2. In order to isolate this negative 1y, we move the 4x to other side first. So isolate y in equation 1. You will have negative y equals negative 3. We take the plus 4x to other side. Opposite operation is minus 4x. And be careful, isolate y means y by itself. We don't want to see negative 1 at front. So we could move the negative 1 to other side. This is negative 1 times y. Opposite operation is divide. Then you are going to have negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1y equals negative 3 divided by negative 1. You have positive 3. Negative 4x divided by negative 1 is positive 4x. And this one we call equation 3. And in this equation you will see, okay, y is isolated by itself. So you have x equals or y equals. These two we call isolated. Just one of it is okay. Then after we have y isolated, we are going to sub equation 3, similar with last question, into equation. And be careful, you use equation 1, solve for y, you need to use different equation to solve for the point of intersection. Okay, then you are going to have to replace y with right side, 3 plus 4x, and copy all the other terms down from that equation. And from this equation, you will see the x appear twice. So you cannot use isolation now. You need to get rid of the bracket and collect the like terms. The reason why we get rid of the bracket, because by doing that we could find the, so you will have 0, then move the 8x to other side is minus 8x is 0. So it means x could be any number. Any x value you put here, the equation will be true. So this is 3 plus x. Okay. So it means the point of intersections are infinite numbers. It means you have the graph, okay, and you have another line is exactly overlap with that one. So that's the reason you have infinite numbers of points as your point of intersections. And if you have a question that is similar with this one, but you have 0 times x equals another side is not 6 minus 6, it's a number, then this one 1 equals 0 is untrue, then no point of intersections. And what this one means is you have two parallel lines, then there's no solutions, okay? But on your question, I don't think we are going to have any questions like this. You will have some questions, you will be able to find the x and y values, okay? And from these two questions, you have seen that always we have either 1x, 1y, or negative 1x, negative 1y for the question, and you will see the next question. In this one, you will see, okay, number at front of this, none of them are same, okay? 1. So none of them are same, equals 1. So if you use a substitution method, you isolate one of it, you need to divide it the number to other side, you will have fractions. It will be troublesome. So we are going to see another method called elimination method. Okay, equation 1, equation 2. Elimination method is the reason what we are going to do is this is x, this is your y, the number at front is 3, negative 5. What we want to do is we want to see if any of these pairs will be same, then we could add or subtract to get rid of it. So for this one, we may focus on x. So we want to get rid of the x value. We want these two numbers to be same by times a number to each of them. So from this equation, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. From this one, if we times 3, we have 50. If I have 5, we have 50. Once we have 15, 15, we could subtract 50x minus 15x. Then you could get rid of one of the variables. So the main idea here is we want a number at front of one variable, number at the front of one variable, same of one variable, same or opposite. For example, 15 or negative 1 positive 15, 1 negative 15 opposite. The reason for that is then we add or subtract these two equations, we are able to get rid of it. Okay. now we are going to see this equation 1 times equation 1, we know times 3, okay? Then we have each term times 3. 3 times, we are going to have 15x minus 6 is 6 times equals 21. And the equation 2 times 5, we have each term times 5. 5 times, 5 times, 5 times. So it's 15x minus 5 times 5, 25. 5 times 1, 5. Okay? And after that, we want to get rid of one equation, one variable, by add or subtract. So this one, 15, 15, we subtract. Then you will have 15x minus 15x is 0x. And we get rid of one variable. Negative 6y minus negative 25 will give you positive 19y. And this one, 21 minus 5 will give you 16. Okay? This is... Okay, I changed that number a little bit to make it nicer. So 8 times, I change this number to 8. So I just want to have a nice number. 8 times 3 give you 24. Then subtract, you will have 19. So 0 times x is 0, so you have 19y equals 19. You have one variable in one equation, and you can solve it. So the whole idea here is we want to get rid of one variable by making the numbers at front of it 0. How to make it 0? We change these numbers by multiplying numbers to make them same or opposite. So if they are same, then we subtract. So this 19 is from negative 6 minus negative 25. Then it will be plus, so you have positive 19. Okay? And this one, 24 minus 5. Then divide by 19, you will have y equals 1. And don't forget, the point of intersection means you have x and y values. So we sub y equals 1 into either equation 1 or equation 2. You will be able to find the x value. Both of them will give you the same x value. So just pick one of the equation, then you sub in. You have 8. Then we want to have x isolated by itself, we move the minus 2 to other side, will be plus 2. So 5x equals 10. We don't want to see the 5. We divided 5 to both sides. Move the 5 to other side is multiplication. Opposite operation is division. So you move something to other side, do the opposite operation. X equals 2. Then the final answer is therefore the point of intersection is, remember, x first, y second, 2, 1. That is that. So this is called elimination method. And the elimination method is you focus on the number at front of the two variables. You pick one of it. You could pick y, then this one times 5, this one times 2 to make them negative 10, negative 10, then subtract. Okay? You could isolate, eliminate x or eliminate y. And the idea here is you need to change both numbers at front of one variable same or opposite. And after that, you subtract the two equations you got. Then you will have one variable with 0 at front. Then you have only one variable left. We can solve it. Okay? This is a elimination method. Then we are going to see word problems. Word problems, the two equations now given, you are going to set up the two equations. In order to set up the two equations, we know that we have two variables in the equation, so we need to define the variables. Okay. identify the variables, then write the equations. After that, you pick the method you like to solve the equation. So the example one is spot check sells Nike and New Balance shoes. The Nike shoes cost $82 and New Balance cost $95. One day they sold 75 pairs of shoes and made $6,241. How many of each shoes was sold? So introduce variable, then the clue is what it's asking you. It's asking you how many of these shoes were sold. Then we are going to introduce a variable like X represents the number of Nike shoes sold. Let X equals number of Nike shoes sold. And let Y represent the number of New Balance shoes sold. Okay. If we could find the X and Y value, then we have answered these two questions. Okay. And we are going to see how to set up the equation. We have number 82, 95, 75 pairs made $6,241. So we tend to use a total for this one. One is total dollars, one is total shoes to set up the two equations. Okay, if you see the total, how many, then it will be easier for you to use total shoes and the total dollars to set up the equation. Okay, so total shoes is 75 pairs, total dollars is 6,241. So this is equation 1. Equation 2, we didn't finish it yet. We want to use x, y to write the equation out. So you have x Nike shoes and y New Balance shoes. So total means add together. And the next one is total dollars. X one Nike shoes is $82. So x shoes means 82 times x. That is the total dollars for the Nike shoes. And the total dollars for the New Balance shoes will be the y is 95. You have y shoes, so it's 95 times y. Then you have the two equations set up. Then we are going to solve this equation. So we are going to practice on solving this one using the elimination method. So elimination method means we want to have the number at front of one variable say. So we are going to see which one we are going to pick. It doesn't matter which one. As long as you can eliminate one of the variables, then it's good. So this one, if we want to eliminate the x, we want these two numbers same. So this one 82, then we want to times we don't need to multiply a number to both equations. So this one, if we times equation 1 with 82, then we have the x value same. So we don't need to times the second equation with another number. So it just, okay, this is rough work. Just times. So equation 1 times 82. Each term times 82, we are going to have 82x, 82y. And 75 times 82, it will be, okay, so this is equation 3. And elimination method means we want to get rid of one variable. So we want to 82 minus 82 will give you 0x. So this is what we want. Eliminate one of the variable means one variable becomes 0 times it. And 95 minus 82 will give you 13. Y then equals 6,241 minus that 72. When you subtract, you will find out is 91. Okay. Then we divided each side by 13. You will have y equals 7. So you have 7 New Balance shoes. Then we are going to find how many neck shoes. So we are going to sub in either equation 1 or equation 2. We look at these two equations. Equation 1 is easier, so we are going to sub y equals 7 into equation 1. You could sub it into equation 2. It will have the same answer. So x plus y equals 7, put 7 here, equals 75. In order to solve for x, we move the 7 to other side. It will be minus x equals 68. Then we write a statement. Therefore, we have 7 New Balance shoes and 68 neck shoes are sold. Then it's done. Okay. This is how you do that question, and we're going to see the next one. So the next one, the length of a rectangle. So we draw a rectangle here. It's the length is 4 centimeter length and width 3 times width. So this is 3 times width, it's 3W. 4 centimeter length means minus 7. 4. So it's 3W minus 4. And the perimeter is 64 centimeters. So perimeter is 2L plus 2W. So in the math equation is just similar with sentence in English. So in order to convert a sentence in English to equation, we are looking for is means equal sign. So is equal sign. So length equals 3W minus 4. This one perimeter equals 64. So you have the two equations. And it asks you what's the length and the width. Actually, we have introduced the two variables already, so we write it out like L equals length and let W equals width. So always introduce variable first, then we convert the first sentence into equation. L equals is equals 3 times is 3 times multiply 4 centimeter length means minus. Okay, and the perimeter is 2L plus 2W equals 64. So equation 1, equation 2. And for this equation, I will think that because the L is isolated already, we don't want to bother to use a elimination method. Just any method you could use, either substitution or elimination. If you see one variable isolated, we could just do the substitution method. The L, we are going to use in terms of W to represent it. We substitute equation 1 into equation 2. It means we replace the L with the equivalent expression on the right side. So 2 times L replaced with equivalent expression is 3W minus 4, then plus 2W equals 64. Then we are going to do you have W appear twice. We need to get rid of the bracket. We couldn't do the isolation now. So 6w minus 8 plus 2w equals 64. Then we collect the like terms, put the w on one side and the number to other side. So 6w plus 2w is 8w. Minus 8 moved to other side is plus 8. So 64 plus 8, you have 72. When you move the 8 to other side, do the opposite operation. Here is multiplication, 8 times w. Move to other side, opposite operation will be divide. So 8 divided by 8 give you 1. So w equals 72 divided by 8 is 9. So the width is 9. Then we are going to find the length. So sub width is 9 into, you could sub into the second equation or the first equation, but you will see L is isolated. So you sub into the first equation, it will be easier for you to find the value of L. Then you have 27 minus 4, you have length is 23. Then write the statement. Therefore, the length is 23 centimeter and the width is 9 centimeter. Okay, this is how you do this question. So each sentence, if you have A's, maybe total is equal sign there. Total means sum. Okay. So next question. Yesterday I went to Tim's and bought 3 coffees, 2 donuts, which cost me $8.75. Today I bought 1 coffee and 2 donuts, which cost $4.25. It asks you how much is 1 donut and 1 coffee cost. Okay, so for this question we are going to see the, if it's cost, it means equal sign here, cost equal sign here, and it asks you how much is 1 donut and 1 coffee. We are going to introduce a variable, let x represent cost of 1 donut, and like y equals cost of 1 coffee. Then first one trip, yesterday cost me $8.75. This today cost me $4.25. Then we are going to see 3 coffee, 1 coffee is y dollars, then 3 coffee will be 3y. 2 donuts, 1 donut is x dollars, so 2 donuts will be 2 times x. So unit price times the quantity give you the price. Okay, 1 coffee is y, and 2 donuts, 1 donut is x, so 2 donuts will be 2x. So equation 1, equation 2. And for this equation, you will see 1y is here. You could use substitution method, but the best thing here is x variable, the number at front, they are same. So if we could subtract 2x minus 2x is 0x, you don't have x in your equation, then you have y left only, it will be easy. So 3y minus 1y give you 2y. $8.75 minus $4.25 give you $4.50. Then you will see, okay, this equation is 1 variable left. 0 times x give you 0. Then we move the 2 to other side. You will have the price of 1 coffee is 2 divided by 2 give you 1y. $4.50 give you divided by 2 give you $2.25. Then you will see, okay, I have 1 y value, then we are going to find the x value. So which equation you want to sub in? It doesn't matter to sub into which one, find the easy one. So this one looks like, okay, maybe the second one, because second one is one way. 2.25 plus 2x equals $4.25. You have one x in the equation. You could isolate that one by moving the numbers to other side, doing opposite operation. So plus 2.25 move to other side is minus. Then you will have 2x equals $2. Then we want to solve for x. We move the 2 to other side by doing opposite operation is division. 2 times x move to other side is divided 2 to both sides. So 1x equals $1. Okay. Then we have xy solved. We could answer the question. Therefore, the donut, one donut is x is $1, and one coffee is $2.25. So that is all for this. Okay, so this is for these two questions. And always you could sub in these two numbers back to your equation to check each one right or not. If you check both sides, this one you add together. 3 times 2.25 plus 2 times 1 give you $8.75. Then you know your answers are correct. Then you sub into another equation to double check. Okay, so this is answer for this question, and you will see actually after you have learned these two methods, you have more more ways to solve the linear system. So it's up to you to use which method, elimination or substitution. Substitution, make sure you have one variable, the number at front is 1 or -1, then you don't have fractions. If you couldn't get rid of the fractions for substitution, then try to use the elimination method. Elimination method is we want to have one variable, the number at front, same or opposite. If same, then subtract. 2 minus 2 gives you 0. We want to see. After add or subtract the two equations, in the new equation, you must have one variable, the number at front of it is 0. Then you have only one variable left, you can solve it. If you have numbers at both variables at front, then it means you didn't do the subtraction, or you didn't change the two numbers at front of one variable same. So you need to recheck your equations. They are correct. The two numbers at front same with different sign. If one is 2, one is -2, you need to add them. You want to have 0 at front of one variable. Okay, not always subtract. Sometimes you add. So that is all for this lesson, and good luck.